Hello, good morning, happy Friday. We're going to be doing something slightly different today. Hello, Isitsu. How are you doing today? It's been a while since we've done an exploration stream. I have to make sure my exploration hat is free of spiders. Uh, Chantilly, hello, happy Friday. Okay, exploration hat has no spiders in it. Excellent. All okay today? Because it's Friday. Well, that sounds about right. So yesterday there was a really interesting discussion and sort of like problem that we were solving on Discord, and it was the end sort of root cause was CORS was causing a blockage. So today we're going to do some exploration on CORS. I know a decent amount about it, but I want to recreate the scenario, and I want to create sort of like a plan for a video, and then record a, a video or two, or maybe a video that we can cut up. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. So that's what we're gonna look into today. Here's a. Do you want to look at the hat? Okay. We'll see if he's okay with the hat. So it's our exploration time. It's okay. You doing okay? He's been a little bit freaked out the last few days because it's been really windy here and lots of noises outside. Like all of our like the garbage bins, and everything else were tipping over and flying all over the place. That wasn't fun. Are you concerned because I'm now wearing a hat? You've never seen me wearing this hat? All right. We got some slow blinks out of the way. So, let's see what we want to do. One thing, let's see what was suggested. Stacking suggested we play around with HTTP bin in order to create sort of an example. I haven't tried HTTP bin before. Let's take a look at it. Does it let me run code too, or is it just sharing code? Oh, it's a simple HTTP request and response service. Oh, perfect. Okay. So, oh, we could run this locally with Docker too. Ooh. Okay, so we can send HTTPS. Oh, we can set all these things up. Base URL. Okay, so then we can test different methods, some response formats. Oh, nice. Okay, so we can set. So if we're going to do a delete, well, okay, there it is. So go to HTTPN, HTTPS, HTTP, HTTP bin.org/delete. Okay, that sends that. And this is what it should expect back. Response body is going to send all of this stuff. Ooh, now what's interesting here, access control allow credentials true. Access control allow origin this. Ooh, okay, but I don't see that they're gonna access control allow headers anything. That looks better. You just loaded it earlier and there was no styling. Thought it was supposed to be very basic. Yeah, I guess I opened up delete. I wonder if that was why. Okay, so there's that. What can I do? So various status. Oh, okay. So we can just update all sorts of stuff. Headers. Return the incoming request HTTP headers. Oh, but I can't. Returns anything past in request data. Can I set? Oh, I can't like set stuff. That would be really nice. This looks like a pretty cool service, though. Okay, so wasn't there a headers section? Am I missing that again now? There it is. Okay. Inspect the response data like caching and headers. Returns a set of response headers from the query string. Okay, I think this might work because I can set reset response headers from a query string. So if I say, try it out. Okay, so freeform response body will be that response header. Ooh, freeform. That's not great. Oh, that's too bad. I was really hoping that we can actually like set the key of the header too. That's not gonna work for us. We can use this to sort of show off the problem. So is there response headers? Yes, like here's the response headers that we're getting back. But in none of these, I can see us being able to set the response headers. Unless we can set this to be whatever we want. Like we have freeform, because if I just do like test, this becomes okay, header freeform test. Ooh yeah, so I can't like update this. That's our problem. Yeah, the site doesn't give us the ability to control the keys, so we might need to create our own server for this. Unless this is like super easy to change. What is this written in? Python. It's written in mostly Python. We'd have to go find exactly where in here it's done. I haven't written Python in a while, so let's see. Would they have issues? Okay, can we search for header? I'm not seeing anything in here about us able to set the headers. But we can recreate the problem. We should be able to recreate the problem with this. You can set any key value you want from the request query. Oh, okay. So here, if we use, man, I have to load up VS Code for that now. Do I have Postman? I don't have Postman. Wait, what's that new one? I just downloaded another one, and I completely forgot what it's called. Rapid API. That's what it is. Rapid API, which used to be known as PA. I want to. Okay. Is very similar to Postman. And it's not free. Okay, so I want to do a. What was. Okay, so we can set any key value you want from the request lib query. So I have to do this myself. Okay, so nope, that was. I used ChatGPT to ask what I should name the stream today. So I set that up in my browser over there. I figured we could do some fun things where you ask it some questions. US PA a few times in trial, now using the free Rapid API. Yeah, it seems pretty good. And I've been told from some uh, uh, sort of ex coworkers who are using it that they they really like it. So that'll be okay. Your tail's like in a really awkward position. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Base URL is this. I want to do the response headers. Huh. So they have get and post. Are they all the same? I wonder. Probably is. So try it out. Execute. So I guess we're going to go to slash response headers. Can I make that bigger? I cannot make that bigger. I cannot. Okay. So sorry about that. And then we have this. Okay. So name freeform. So if I do freeform here, so this will be URL parameters freeform. We do test here. And I think that's it. So if I hit send, headers. Okay, so now I can see freeform test. Can I make you bigger? Oh, come on. Can't make any of you. Okay. Well, this isn't great. I can't make any of this bigger. Sorry about that. Can I I tried to set the fonts and that did not do anything at all. Okay. So if I change you from freeform to something like another test. Ah, there he goes. Okay, so we can. This will work indeed. Okay, so next up, let's set I wonder, can I set another one? So like yeah, freeform. I'll just call this freeform. And another test. This all works. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, so let's create a brand new U project for hitting this. Okay, got it. This is going to be, we're going to call this CORS. We can do this in bricks builds. We'll do exploring cores maybe. What do I want to call this? I want to install U. Oh, I need to remember it. I don't create that many projects in U, so I need to remember about that. So let's see, docs, getting started. Okay, so we already have our target added. We have trunk installed. Is it just U? Is that all I need? Might just need U. Oh, and then I need the CSM for client side rendering. Oh, CSR. Okay, so we've got that. Open up U. Let's we can do this all in the main That'll be fine. Oh, we need glue. We definitely need glue. In order to both console log and also to send the requests out. Let's see, I have that. To make the request, we probably want wasm bindgen futures. Futures. I think that's gonna be it. I might need Serde. Oh, I need Serde. Wait, does the other one take care of that? I think I need Serde. With a derive. Okay. Let's head over to main, and we'll get our main app set up. Okay, so we'll do a let's do a function component for app. Guess I don't need to be public function in the main folder. So this will be, I guess, a function component. Oh, I need to call these unique things. App component. All right, so we'll do maybe just do h1 tag. And this will be exploring cores. Is the S capital? Sharing, yes. S is capitalized for this. Okay, so if I have that, then up here we're gonna have a U. I think it's render. Render new. We give it the app and dot render. I think that's it. Maybe not. Oh, okay, that doesn't take anything. Which one does? Is it render that takes it? Oh yeah, okay, that's it. All right, so if I run this, so it's right, we'll do a trunk serve. Right, we need an HTML file. Ooh, yeah, what do we put in here? We have HTML. Ooh, wait. Hell yeah, we'll just do this. Okay, so that makes you happy. Trunk serve again. Okay, listening on port 8080. There we go. We have our exploring cores, and we can open up our inspector. So we're going to use the network tab, and if I press escape, I get the console sort of as well. So let's move this over to, no, okay, to the right. Oh, I can put it on the left. There we go. All right, so what are we going to work on first? We want to send a request out and get things back. So I guess we'll start with just sending a request, setting some headers, and we expect to be able to get them back, right? So we'll go back into main. Um, Perhaps right when we first load this, we'll do our request for it. Should that be a use effect maybe? I don't know if it matters. Cuz like yeah, I don't think this really matters. We can do like a button to load things and all that stuff, but in the end, all that really matters and all that we're isolating to is sending a request, and we want to read the the data that's coming from it. So if inside of here, if I do a use effect, it'll happen every single time it renders. Oh, if I bring in you hooks, let's do that. Let's cargo add you hooks. That will let me do a use effect once. Okay, there we go. So use effect once, basically just load something on the first time this runs, and that would be fine. So we can start with a glue console log, essentially, just to make sure that things are running the way we expect it to. So we'll do glue console log loaded. There we go. We have loaded. Okay, next up, I want to send the request to this HTTP bin and get back headers. And this is where we're going to start running into trouble. So we see in PAW, we see the headers. Sorry, in Rapid API, we see the headers coming back. We're not going to see them in U, which is going to be weird, right? So let's see. I want a wasm bindgen features spawn local async await. Okay, so on async block. In this async block, I want to call I mean, I guess I could use async too as but this I think this is going to be a little bit easier sort of for us to deal with and sort of see what's going on. Use async is there's some complexity about how to use it that I don't necessarily want to get into for this example. Okay, so we're going to have an async function. This is going to be like, I don't know, make the call. So make the call. We're not going to take anything in. I don't necessarily know if we even care about sending anything out. Oh, we'll probably have a bunch of unwraps and other stuff in here, so that'll be fun. But I am trying to like isolate this down to like as small as possible. So here we're going to do a glue net HTTP request. We can do a get. All right, to the URL. So the URL is going to be this. We're going to set a header. This allows me to set whatever header I want, and we should expect to see this back. So we could do the freeform header. That's fine. If we do freeform, I want this to be I set this. Oh yeah, it's an inquiry string. You're right. Can I do this in query? Is there appends query parameters to URL? Nice. Okay. Wait a second. What is that? Oh, I did the wrong thing. Okay. Params T. Oh, interesting. Okay. It takes tuples, takes an array of tuples, results in array A equals 1. Oh, that's nice. Okay. It can also be a hash map. Is that what I'm seeing here? We have just straight up key value, and so an array of a tuple, a vector of tuples, and a hash map of key value. Well, the array key map will be the easiest. I apparently got here. Oh, how did I create that? Interesting. Modifiable is off. What did I do? Okay. What format is? Oh, weird. Okay, I was in a. Oh, did I go into the code? Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's gonna be a tuple. We have a key, so this will be something like freeform, and the value will be I set this. Then I think we can go ahead and safely send it. We can the send returns a result. Okay, so we want to await this, and then we're going to unwrap it. We can expect it. So our message is going to be error sending request. We are going to then get let response equals that. Okay. Now, if I want to extract out what this response is, um, response dot, I should be able to get the headers from here, right? What are you? Yeah, headers. Headers gives me the headers. We can take a look at values. So iterate over the values of the headers. Keys. Iterate over the names of the headers. Let's do keys. Stacking. Hello. All right. So if I do this iterates over the keys. So I can do a for key in, and we can just do a glue console log. The key. All right, so then we just need to make the call. So in this spawn local, we will make the call, we will await, and that's it. It will crash if it fails. That's fine. Okay, so let's see what happens. So okay, we see loaded, content length, content type, date, e-tag, last modified. Those are the headers that we're getting back. Notice, however, that we did not get this freeform back. Now, if we take a look at our network call, our call out, so I want XHR. This went to, local. Okay. It went to localhost. So that clearly didn't work very well. We'll have to go to https:// That should work a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So we got loaded, content length, and content type back. And if we take a look at this, we requested out freeform. I set this. That is not very safe when it comes to internet. So I'm curious whether or not that is actually going to work. Let's not put any spaces in it. I don't feel like pulling in the URL to make that appropriate. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, we don't have freeform. Response wise, well, look at that. In the response, we see freeform I set this, and here we do not. So what's going on? Can we see the option that happened? Oh yeah, sometimes sometimes browsers don't show the option request that happens behind the scenes. Can I look at it? Well, yeah, that's the JSON response, but I don't see where it made the option request. I don't think I don't think we get to see it in this specific case. So basically, the response headers have these access control allow or credentials, allow origin. Notice here that there's nothing about headers. We allow credentials. We allow specifically this origin. That's fine, and nothing else is allowed. These are sort of like the keys that we are allowed to see. So we need to set a CORS header that allows us to see this those headers, which I need to go remember exactly which they are. So let's do MDN CORS headers. I'm going to check MDN first, and then we can go to Web3. I like MDN's documentation a little bit more than actually going to like the standard. Where is that? The response headers. We have access control expose headers. The access control expose headers header adds the specified headers to the allow list that JavaScript in browsers is allowed to access. That's it. Access control expose headers. So if we go to here, it's going to be an array of header names, or we can do a star. So if I do that, we're going to come back to our code. Let's, okay, so we have this freeform. I set this multi-line this. Okay, so we're gonna have access control expose headers, and now I want to expose freeform. It's a, is it a header name or is it the it's an array of header names. I can also do okay. Ooh, this is not gonna work. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so freeform, and we'll do that. I think that'll make you happy. No brackets for that, in case I want to do multiple. Let's see. I think that's gonna. I think that would work. Oh, we have an error though. Oh, that's not a real error. You think no brackets for this one? You can try it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we can see freeform here. So we get this back. Oh, just a comma separated list. Okay, so I was misreading what it was. So if I want, let's see what's another header that we had access to. To get in here, headers, and the response, we have this server that we can't see here. So I'm going to add in server also. So freeform server. And there we go. Now we can see that. So this is it's an interesting thing that doesn't hit us very often, but when it does, it sucks because it's so hard to find out what's going on and like why this happens. And so we can actually get the values of this too. So we have the keys. Let's I think if we map, what are you? Oh, you can't tell me what you are. Okay. So we have keys that iterates over the name of the headers. Oh, get a header if it's present. Okay, we can do some. Oh, there's use entry. Oh, entries. Iterate over header name, header value pairs. That's what it is. Okay. And then you are now string. Okay. Is it name? Is it name value or is it value name? Name value. Okay. So we're gonna get key value in here, and so we can look at key value. Okay, so interestingly enough, I was gonna say that's not a header. Loaded, we had that from before. Okay, so content length 154. There's not much content here. Content type application JSON freeform. I set this. Server Gunicorn 19.9.0. So that's how we can get all of these headers. We can add more headers if we want, but that none of that would work unless we set the access control one. So let's comment this out again. And so now, once again, we only see those. Authorization and wildcards, yeah. So I mean that's gonna be it for everything. For wildcards is interesting. So if I do, see, how do I want to do this? For a wild card, I could just set this to star. Every header that is set is now going to be available in here. So we see it all. So we can see, hey, Firefox Speedy. Except I don't even think I have authorization on this one. If we take a look at what this specific one sends back. Nope, that's, wait, where is it? Not this. This one. Okay. For the response headers, this does not come with authorization. So I could add authorization. Absolutely. So we can say, okay, I want query that authorization bear some big block token. And there we can see that now. You could also mix and match the star. We could just add a star with everything else, but that doesn't really make that much sense. But okay, so that's the exploration part for setting this. Really, the doc says that shouldn't return authorization? Really? Did I authorization? I spelled it correctly, right? Yeah. Let's go take a look at the docs. Where does it say it doesn't return authorization? Um, the value star only counts as a special wildcard value for requests without credentials, requests without HTTP cookies or HTTP authentication information. Requests with credentials, it is treated as the literal header name star without special semantics. Interesting. That is interesting, isn't it? And this is Mozilla, so it's like literally there. Okay, however, access control expose header star. However, this won't wildcard the authorization header. So if you need to expose that, you need to list it explicitly. Okay. Let me make sure I spelled this correctly. Did I break it? Okay, so I saved it. I have authorization is this. We have this bearer. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, authorization. Um, wait a second. Are you really going out? Okay, what is my request headers? Oh, wait a second. Do you need to be capitalized to be authorization? No, the browser recognizes that it is authorization. Okay. Why? That's weird. Okay, so when I send out access control expose header star, there's no like it didn't add anything else. Oh, this access control allow credentials. Yeah, okay. This I think is going to allow authorization. Credentials are cookies, authorization headers, or TLS client certificates. Now that's interesting. So that's by default. So if I have authorization and I don't do that, okay, yeah, we don't get it all. So we need both that. We need both. Actually, okay, to have star work with it, we need the access control allow credentials to be true. This apparently is set by HTTP bin for this, but this will not be set normally. We need also access control allow origin to be something because by default it gets set to the origin that we're going for, which is just this. However, we're requesting out to HTTP bin, which is not that. Also, it's not this in like every way you could possibly expect. So this is a scheme is HTTPS. We're on HTTP. Host is httpbin.org. We're in localhost. And file name, response headers. Well, the file name is I think the only thing that doesn't matter here. It's the host and the scheme. But we're not we don't match any of those, and so therefore CORS is going to hit us. If any of these are not the same thing. CORS gets you. So like even if you have um, HTTP localhost hitting an HTTP server and it's exactly the same with everything except that HTTPS, you're going to get hit by CORS. What if you put the allow header after the auth one? Let's find out. So allow, what's interesting, what if you put the allow header after the other one? You mean this one? The access control expose headers? Or are you talking about allow credentials? We can add you in. Shouldn't make a difference, no. And I think we can just set this to be true. Right? Is that Boolean, true or false? Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. There it goes. That's a good catch. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we have access control allow origin allow access control allow credentials. Now this is true and it's set by HTTP bin. So we can't really control this. I could explicitly set this off to false. And so if I do that, everything should still be the same here. Then, okay, then we allow all. And now we should not see the authorization. Okay. Why do we see, wait, access control allow credentials is true again. Didn't I set that to be false? Access control allow credentials false. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, so you're overwriting what I said. That's what's happening. Oh, sorry, Bilby. We're overwriting it. The server overrides it, but the doc says it needs to be unset, not false. Oh, really? Okay, unset. I don't think there's a way for me to unset that at all on HTTP bin, which is unfortunate. So, okay. We'll have to bring that out. Okay, so what are, let's see, is there anything else that we want to go over with this? Or we could just summarize at this point. So if you're on a front end, if you're in a browser, well, I guess maybe we can talk about like why this entire thing happens. So we just went through like the how things happen or like what is going on, but not really like the why of it happening here. And like why does this like work on everything except browsers? Well, it's because like when we talk about this CORS, cross resource origin sharing, it's all about the browsers trying to protect the end users. So like the people actually consuming the web apps. Um, the idea is if you have like an advertisement running on your site, it's going to probably like potentially try to like send requests to your server and try to get stuff. And maybe just like if it's in the browser, they might just try to be like grabbing some stuff that you don't really want them to grab and to do. Now, if they're using a server and trying to hack into your system, they're going to get in no matter what. This is not protecting you from that. This is protecting your users from somebody trying to like run code against your server that's not from you, from your code. So that's what's going on here. This is also the reason why it's important to allow only things that you really want to allow, and expose only that which you need and nothing else. Because if you expose everything, then any browser from any origin can go ahead and get it, and that's kind of not great. Now in the course that I made, we just did a star. We just allow anything, and that's okay to begin with. But when we start making real applications, it becomes less okay for that. And we want to, like, specifically allow, specific things. Okay, so what can we do about this? Well, if you need to get access to certain things and you're not getting it, and it just sort of feels like it's a bug or just something really weird, and it works in like Postman, or in this case Rapid API, it works with curl. That's a really good sign that you need to add in CORS headers. CORS headers are just as simple as this. You just add in these headers. So if you see like a CORS package and you're struggling with it, in the end, this is all that it's doing. All it's doing is really just adding in these headers for you to the request, or I guess response. Something else. If you don't have access to the server, if you're trying to hit a server and you're not allowed to hit it because they have CORS set to deny you from accessing it, then you can use something called a proxy server. So that would be creating like an Axum server, and that Axum server will make the request for you because, again, remember, CORS is only enforced by the browser. Nothing else enforces CORS. Like, they can send those headers all they want to an Axum server, to Rapid API, to Postman, to curl. Nobody's going to care about it. Only the browsers will do something about that. So create a proxy server. So create just an Axum server that all it does is it takes in request from you. You can set the CORS for yourself to work, and then it makes a request for you on the browser's behalf. That's why we call it a proxy, to that resource that you want to get. Gets that, transforms it in whatever way you want it to, and then sends it back to your server again, or sorry, your browser. And there you go. You've now proxied some kind of server that they don't want you to get access to directly from a browser. You can also do all sorts of other patterns with that too, like caching, which can be helpful if you're not allowed to hit a resource too often. But that might be a different topic for a different day. So this has been all about CORS, and hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this will help you, like, in case there's any weird problems like this, and we can now share this video. I will put this code onto GitHub and share it with you all, and then along with a link to the HTTP bin in case you want to play with it yourself. And note that this is not just you. This is going to be all browsers and all websites, regardless if you're using Rust on the front end or not. It's CORS. CORS is a thing we got to live with, for better and for worse. So with that, I think, well, we got a few minutes left. If any of you have any questions about this, let's discuss it. Other than that, we can end a little bit early. All right, so I think I'll just leave that as you. We have git. Okay, so we have git ignore, cargo locked, we have that dist here. I think I can ignore the dist. No questions. It might be useful to cover the Axum end of this. Oh yeah, that might be. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. We can do like a second video to create an Axum server to set the headers, so that way we don't get hit. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I don't have time to do that right now. It's vim get ignore. I want to put in dist. Okay. Commit. Let's I guess this is like the initial commit. We created a front end that deals with cores. I can't push this anywhere because I need to create a new repo. Did I remember to log into GitHub yet? That answer is no. Okay, so it's Brooks dash builds. Do GitHub repo create. Okay, so push an existing local repository to GitHub. Dot repository name. We're gonna do Brooks build slash exploring. Do exploring cores U. Exploring cores will be the description. Sure, this will be public. Yeah, go ahead and add a remote. Origin. Yes. Okay, so if I go to here, we should now see exploring cores U. There we go. And tomorrow we can do this exact same thing with Axum. We can actually create, you know what we can do? We can create we can do two of them. We can do one for like setting the CORS headers, and we could do one for creating a proxy. That could work too. All right. Well, that will be the plan. Tomorrow I will start anywhere between 7 and 9 a.m. It really depends upon how late I sleep in because Saturdays is sort of my don't really have a stream schedule day. So I will like I guess like I will try to be around I'll try between 8 and 8:30. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not completely sure. I can't make any promises. Before 9. How about that? Before 9 is when I'll start tomorrow. Which again is like giving a 2-hour window, which is not great. But at least I hope that it gives a little bit more. And that will be mountain time. So right now it is 8:05 a.m. mountain time for me. And I think that's that. So all of you. Okay. And that's what I've got. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me today. And just mentioned tomorrow we'll be doing more of this. And let's oh, Molly is streaming. They Molly rated yesterday. Was it yesterday? The other day. Let's start the raid. Mo has been working on a Jira CLI plugin thing. So that's actually pretty cool system for like controlling Jira using Rust. And all that stuff. I don't have anything else. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.